Hi everybody, my name is Björn Randén and welcome to today's quick tutorial on how to grade with LUTs in Final Cut Pro X. If you see my videos before, you know that I'm all about taking every shortcut possible, getting the pro results, but not having to learn all the stuff that the pros do. Previous video I made, you can check it out right here, was about the best camera settings for the DJI Mavic Pro, or the best camera settings that I think is the best for the results I'm getting. There can be lots and lots of opinions about settings and we pretty much never get anywhere. This fall I'm gonna make some videos about editing techniques with drone footage that are very effectful and simple to do. Also I'm gonna make a video about basic aerial and advanced maneuvers to get cinematic shots with your DJI drone, or whatever drone you have pretty much. But today I'm going to talk about grading with LUTs. If you never heard of LUTs, it means look up table, and it works pretty much like a filter on Instagram. You have a preset for how your colors will appear, and most of the LUTs are free. I will put a link in the description down below where you can get the Osiris LUTs, which I am using. I found them when I was watching Jon Olsson's video channel and he used some kind of grading, and people were pretty much digging into how does he do his grading, and then I found the link and I got a LUTs, and I like them a lot. It gives a nice view to the image. For example, I'm using the Osiris LUTs right now, and I can turn off the LUT, and here is the real world. Yeah, this is what it looks like without the nice little filter. Let's turn it back. When you are going to grade your video footage, even if it is from a drone or a regular camera, you will need to have good footage for this to work. So make sure that you have the proper camera settings for your camera, and if you're using a drone, I totally recommend you get some ND filters, because that is the only way to get the right camera settings. If you want to learn more about camera settings, check my previous video, which I mentioned earlier. You can also try grading your footage without using ND filters, but chances are you're not going to get the same results. Now, grading a video can be a real pain in the ass, and some people spend an entire lifetime trying to get it right, and maybe they don't get it right anyway. But here today we're going to make it very easy and quick and not go into too much detail, because that is the trick. We want to do this fast, we can make a lot of videos, and we want to make it look good, but not to overdo it. For some videos you want to overdo it, because maybe it is a very special video, but most of the times it's just a regular video and we want to put in the regular amount of time. So now I will show you in Final Cut Pro X which shortcuts I take to get a good result, and during my video log this summer I pretty much did this every day. So grading a 10-minute video for me took about maybe 10-15 minutes depending on how many different cameras I used. And I consider it to be, gotta be pretty fast, and I'm not doing anything more than I absolutely have to, because I don't have time for it pretty much. Moving into the MacBook and Final Cut Pro X here. So first let's talk a bit about the gear. I have a very old computer. I have a MacBook Pro from the mid 2012. It has an i5 processor and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Or RAM. When I import my footage, I always select leave files in place and create proxy media. If I wouldn't have chosen proxy media, I would not be able to edit anything on this old computer. So I import as proxy media and I switch to proxy instead of optimized for a better workflow. With 4K video, you can pretty much forget that this computer is going to work at all. So if you want to be able to play back your edits like this is 4K video, then you want to make sure that it's proxy. The layout I'm using in Final Cut I always change when I am grading, especially since I am on a laptop here today. So first thing we want to do is removing the library. So you go to Window, showing Workspace, I think it's the browser. Yeah, the browser. And then I just press like this, Command 7 and Command 5 for the effects. So I'm using a plugin called Color Finale, and this one you have to pay for, but there are free LUT loaders for Final Cut Pro. I will link them down below in the description. I have never used them, but I hope they work for you. it should be pretty much the same idea with the workflow. The workflow here is quite simple. You mark the clip that you want to grade. You drop in the Color Finale plugin. You open up the Properties Manager, Command 4. And the thing you do is that you apply a LUT. First you choose what kind of LUT you want to use. Then you choose the opacity of the LUT and then you adjust exposure. Let's split up this clip in two right here and open the controls for the first one. Now this is Color Finale, so it's a bit more advanced, but I pretty much add a LUT and the color wheels. In the LUT you go and check what you have. I have my LUTs. I use the Jon Olsson look. I found it in his vlog. I'm not sure what the LUT really is called, but they call it Jon Olsson because that's pretty much what he uses. You apply it and you see that, whoa, that is way too much. You bring it down to 0, bring it back up a bit until I have like a cool look, maybe there. You go into the color wheels and you look right here at the histogram. First the mids down a bit. Okay, that looks good. Bring up the highs a bit. This is a matter of taste really, but that looks good. Take the shadows down a bit. That looks really good. And boom, I just graded the first clip. Then what I do is that I copy and paste the attributes to the other clips and I change them if I have to. So I copy, mark the others, and I paste, and I make sure I don't have any audio. If there is audio, and I make sure retiming is not checked. If there is a retiming, if you have a faster speed on another clip, well, you will destroy everything you have done in the timeline. You paste. Boom, here we have the settings. So before and after, such a nice look here. If you want to know the camera settings I used, check my previous video. Okay, so let's copy and paste this on the other clip right here. Okay, it's gonna look like this. Is this the look we like? I'm not sure. Let's reset the brightness first and go into the LUT. Here we have nothing, here we have something, maybe like that. This is a darker, kind of different image. Bring it up just a bit, bring the blacks down a bit. I think this is pretty much the best we can do with this lighting. So there we have it. Now we have graded all these clips, and this is pretty much what I do. I copy and paste to every clip on my timeline. Of course you have to change this for if you're using a GoPro or a Canon camera, it's going to be different on each and every one. But the principle of grading for me, what I've learned the fast way is pretty much that you add a LUT, you change the opacity, put whatever you think looks good, and you bring in the color wheel, and you're pretty much done. So what if you don't have Color Finale is the million-dollar question. Okay, let's try this without Color Finale. I don't have a LUT Loader, so I will use Color Finale for that one. But you can just use a LUT Loader, check other videos on YouTube if you don't know how to do it, because I don't know how to do it. So we will bring in a LUT, same one as previous, and we will set the opacity. This you should be able to do even with the opacity on other LUT Loaders. So there you go. Then we press... it's two ways. You can press Command 6 and you go into the color correction and we go for exposure, and this should be like pretty much the same. Bring the mids down a bit, look at the histogram on the left, bring the highs up, bring the shadows down a bit, and there you go. Should be pretty much the same, right? Well, almost the same. It depends on, you can bring it down maybe just a bit more. So if you have a LUT Loader, you can use the built-in color correction. In Final Cut Pro X, you won't need Color Finale that you pay for doing this. But if you want to do some more advanced grading, like changing the RGB, I think you need to use the Color Finale plugin because it allows you to do some more advanced grading with the sliders here, changing like the red, if you want to change the red, and so on. But anyway, that's about how I do my grading. Pretty simple, pretty fast, and the result is good enough. That's it for today. In the next video I will show you how to set up your drone properly so that you can get smooth so that you can get smooth motions in the air and not this twitchy thing that destroys the footage. Because I hate when people do like twitchy movements. It's so disturbing to watch, just like with a regular camera if you like moving it around all the time. So if you like this video and my idea about learning as little as possible to get as good video as possible, hit that subscribe button, because that is what this channel is all about. See you in the next one.
For the